our morning time pirates. Oh, Alicia's here. Hello, I was not even expecting you.
I'm here briefly. I have to leave by like 9:25 so that I can get there a few minutes early.
Ah, so you're here just to say hi. We'll take it.
Pretty
We'll
much.
take whatever Alicia we can take.
I wanted to make sure my attendance was counted.
You just have early dismissal.
Yes, very early.
Yeah, I did not have good sleep discipline last night. I could not go to sleep. I just could not. I even downloaded another book, like a nonfiction for boringness, and I still couldn't go to sleep.
Oh, wow.
But look, I got up and showered. I did not walk the dog. Is what it is. Alrighty, let's see who's in chat real quick. Privet Pirates, happy Just Because Day. Oh, I like that. I like that. We all need a Just Because Day. Does it have to be on a Thursday, though?
Right?
Couldn't it be on a Saturday? Happy Rock, Paper, Scissors Day. Ooh, I mean, that actually goes with the Just Because Day.
Right?
And happy Tarzan Day. Oh. I'm not going to be swinging from any trees.
No.
I'd be more like George of the Jungle. I'd run right into him.
Yeah, watch out for that tree.
Yep. Oh, hey, no, stop. Just because I'm happy does not mean it's about you. Yeah, I didn't walk her today, but she was obnoxious yesterday and we went for a run. So I don't see what the difference is.
No. Oh, no.
We're going on a field trip this evening, though, so I wasn't worried about it. My thing is always I want to make sure she has some kind of stimulation every single day, right? And so we're going to a brewery tonight for dinner and air show meeting. So, and we checked and made sure. Most of the breweries around here you can't bring your dog, so we checked and made sure. And yep, we can. So I'm gonna bring baby girl. It's been a while since she's been into a public place like that, so it's good for her. Swank says, I can't tell you how depressed by the passing of Tim Curry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. RHPS kept me out of juvenile detention. Really?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Tim Curry was a part of who I had become. Excuse me. Don't dream it, be it was my generation's anthem. Ugh. I'm telling you, man. I don't believe in the laws of three thing, but it feels like it right now. Here's the thing, though. At least the two people who died were 80.
They lived a long life.
If Hayden is number 3, right, and Hayden was first, I mean, she was in her 30s. That is so hard, right?
Yeah.
Even though she actually didn't have any effect on my life whatsoever. Not anything like Dolly Parton and Tim Curry.
I didn't know who she was, so.
But yeah, no, I was well aware of who she was. But she still didn't. You know what I mean? Not the same emotional connection as Tim Curry and Dolly Parton. But way sadder. Way, way, way sadder.
Yeah.
And Pearl says, hello. And Zwank says, howdy, Pearl. Pearl says, hi there, Zwank. And Lauren is here. Good morning, Lauren. Is this your day that you're home, or did you just sneak in? Good morning, ladies. Happy Thursday. I'm so glad to be working from home. There you go. I love it. Sorry, my throat's probably going to be evil since I couldn't sleep. I'm not tired yet, but I'm sure I will crash in a few hours. It's funny how I'm less tired when I don't sleep. But like yesterday, I didn't need a nap because I had good sleep 2 days in a row. You know what I mean? Today, I'm probably going to be dying. I have this cold in my nose. My sore throat is gone, but I have it in my chest and in my nose. I've been down for the count. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lauren. It was going back to peopling. You went back to the office and you got exposed to things, especially the construction.
That'll do it. Yep.
It could be one thing or the other. Lauren says, so much that I haven't even done overtime. What? Lauren.
Hold on.
Lauren really is sick. Yeah. I'm hoping that I'll feel better throughout the day and be able to do some overtime, but you better leave in between claims. But you better believe in between claims, I'm going to be reading. I think you've earned it.
For sure, yeah.
I think you've earned it. And Corey is here. Why, hello, Corey. Hello, lovelies. Work hug to the like button. The like button approves. And Pearl says, hi there, Lauren and Corey. Lauren says, I'm going to try to read The Unhoneymooners and finish this weekend. Seriously, I'm so sorry. That's so weird. I haven't eaten or drank very much yet. I haven't taken my pills, so who knows? Could be anything. Lauren, yep, Unhoneymooners, excellent. I've still not read a Christina Lauren. Have you read a Christina Lauren?
I have. That was the In the Holidays.
Mm.
I do have 2 or 3 others of hers. I just haven't gotten to them.
Gotcha. I don't think I have a one. Again, I got into romances late, so and then they're still usually just fine. Every now and again. That 7 Days in June was so good. So good. It makes me want to go get all of Tia Williams' books. That's how good it was. It's not very often you buy one book, and romance is not even my genre, and then an author becomes an auto-by-author, right? That is not a common thing.
Yep.
Let's see. Sorry, it scrolled a bit. Okay, it scrolled a lot.
Goodness.
There we go.
They're right around Lauren's comment.
And Zwank says, morning, Lauren. And Pearl says, Swank, I'm sorry you are sad. Are you not sad, Pearl? How are you not sad? Livia says, hi, Pearl, Lauren, Zwank, and Corey. I mean, you might not have that same connection, but we all have something. For me, it was Rocky Horror. But also, I love his early theater stuff. I would watch videos tons. If you want to see Tim Curry at his best, watch him doing The Pirate King in Pirates of Penzance. You can find the video on YouTube. That man knew exactly what he was doing. It's like recorded from the audience, right? So it's not, but holy moly.
When they were talking,
he could rule a stage. You couldn't look at anything else when he was on stage.
When they were talking about him on the news, they were basically saying that he was the best villain that you love to love or like to love, whatever.
I mean, maybe. But I think Alan Rickman was that for me.
I mean, they both did very well in their jobs and their positions.
I think it's funny that people that play douchebag bad guys tend to be like the sweetest people.
Right?
Maybe that's how they stay sweet. They get out all of their anger, evilness in the role, and then they can be, oh, I can be nice now.
Yep. I would go with that theory.
Also, though, notice they're both British, and there's one, because he was the bad guy in Psych too, and there's actually a Psych convention coming. Tim Curry was. Like, that's the thing too. Tim Curry's in everything, right? Like, you can name all these things he was in, and he was like the arch nemesis guy in Psych, and there is a convention coming to Austin, so I wonder. I have to ask Henry about that. I bet they're gonna have a special thing,
tribute or something.
But Alan, if you've seen Uncorked, I think the name of the movie is, it's about the wine industry when Napa Valley won like this prestigious French award for wine in like the 70s, when before that France was all like American wine. Right?
No. Yeah.
It is France. But they made the best wine. They won. Their Chardonnay won.
What are you doing?
And won whatever the competition thing was. Zavo could give you more details. I don't know. But in that movie, where they made the movie about it, first of all, there's so many dang people in it. Like Chris Pine is in it. Alan Rickman's in it. And Alan Rickman is the guy who goes to California and likes their wine, right? He goes to each place, and he's the one who actually enters it in the competition and believes in it. And one of the people there was like called him an asshole or something. He goes, I'm not an asshole. I'm just British. I laughed so hard.
Oh my gosh. So true.
Oh my God, it made me laugh so hard. Mary said, good morning, folks. Just finished breakfast, my daily devotion, and trying to catch my breath. Oh my gosh, yeah, because you've been moving it. But hopefully you got a treatment coming in. You got a breathing treatment to help with that. If you meant it literally. I can't tell, Mary. I can't tell. Olivia says, hi.
As she was just trying to like settle down, relax, since she did all of the things.
Maybe. It could be either. And Olivia says, hi, Kelly. Hi, Alicia. Olivia says, hi, Mary. Hello, Olivia. Good afternoon. Zwank says, hi, Olivia and Corey. Or sorry, Chow, actually. Chow. Pearl says, hi there, Olivia and Mary. Lauren says, I finally figured out how to be able to sleep in bed and not fall asleep on the couch all night long without my hip and back hurting. I bought a foam wedge on Amazon, and it's been such a game changer. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we just got a really nice mattress. And when I sleep anywhere else, I know how nice our mattress is. Because I'm always like, ooh, I'm going to have like hip surgery. My hip hurts all the time. See, it's all of our throats for some reason. It's like my hip hurts all the time. I'm going to need surgery. We got a nice mattress. My hip stopped hurting. I was like, wait, what?
It was like mine just went dry, my throat.
I'm like, how many times do we like have these pains that all we need is a better something to make, better shoes or a better chair or a better, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm like, wow, could not believe it made such a difference. And just, I'm like, oh, my hips are cured. But then I do something like sleep on my daughter, because she doesn't have she just moved in, right? So it's not all put together. So she had a mattress. It's a real mattress, but it's just on the floor. And that's what Kevin and I slept on. My hips hurt so bad when I got up. It's all the mattress, man. And Zwank says, I showered too. Excellent. See, it counts. Showering counts. Mary says, I would be listening to For Services Rendered by Will Thomas. Ooh. Lauren says, I can actually say now that I have that foam wedge, my hips don't hurt and my back doesn't hurt, and I feel like a new person, minus this cold in my head and chest. Maybe there's a magic pill for that. Let us know, Lauren. Pearl says, I will be finishing the Retirement Home Murder book during the first sprint. Yay! Get it done. Get it done. And Ren has joined us. Good afternoon, Ren. Hello, everyone. Mary says, hi, Olivia. And Lindsay says, hey, guys, had my interview and test. The test went well, and I feel confident. Yes. And I definitely did better than last time with the interview questions. Hopefully, I'll hear in the next few days. You got it. The last one just wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. But this one, this is the one. I have faith. Crossing my fingers for you. And Zwank says, watch out for that tree. Exactly. Exactly. And I used to watch the cartoon before the movie ever came out. And Pearl says, hi there, Ren. Zwank says, hola, Lindsay. And Livia says, I'm reading Under Her Spell by Bridget Essex with my eyes and listening to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix while crocheting. I quite enjoyed the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, even though it's a quiet book. But you know what? Grady Hendrix horror is quiet. I found this out about him. And every book that I've read 3 of them now. So I have a feel for him, right? And every single one of them, the horror is actually the society he places it in, not whatever the monster is. Every single time, it's the society that's the horror. And yeah.
I DNF'd the Southern Guide to Slaying Vampires.
You had to understand what the horror was.
Yeah.
And also I was born in Charleston, and I did not live there as an adult, but I lived there for the first 12 years of my life. And the way he describes Charleston society is so freaking real. It is so real. He knows what he's talking about. Ren says, listening to Spark a Dragon's Love by Heather K. Carson. Ooh. And Ren says, hey, Pearl. To Spark a Dragon's Love. That's another romantasy, huh? Allie says, hello, Kelly, Alicia, and chat, reading Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies. Aw, I have that one on my list. By C.S. Forrester. Finished Executive Orders last night. So good. I love that you're loving those cute mysteries. Did y'all vote, by the way? Alicia, put the link in real quick so we make sure. We did put up the vote for our next 100 Pages book club selection. We are reading Dungeon Crawler Carl starting on Wednesday. But remember, we are now voting for the next book. So there are 3 of them up there. We have The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. The Secret Book and Scone Society by Ellery Adams.
A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Penner.
Oh, damn it. I was thinking of the wrong one. I don't know why I went to the other one. Because I have to read
I was
the other
like,
one too,
what are we reading?
Nope, sorry. You know what? They both seem like the same thing to me. That's why. So it confused in my brain. Sorry. What she said, the Jay Penner one. And can I recall from memory? Can I see it? Hold on, don't tell me.
Had a hand on the cover.
Who had a hand on the cover?
The book, the one you're trying to think of.
Oh yeah, Middle Game. Middle Game by Shannon McGuire. So Middle Game's the other one. So we have very different choices. Again, we try to make it easy on you. But also we want to, include as many people as we can. So there are
We
all
have
different ones.
6 votes.
6 votes. Who's in the lead?
A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by 1.
Nice. It is a short one, so that one we'll be able to read pretty quick.
Red Winter is in 2nd place.
Nice. I want to read all of them. Like Alicia and I said, we want to read all of them. So.
Yep.
And the Fellowship one has lots of food on the cover. So that will qualify for a bunch of Pure Kid food on the cover things.
Yep.
Lindsay says, other than that, work is mentally busy for the next week. By the end of next week, I'll hopefully be more manageable. Good. Excellent. Or it'll hopefully be more manageable. Fabulous. I don't mind busy times at work as long as it's not always. Mary says, hello, Pearl. Pearl says, hi there, Allie. And Livia says, hi, Lindsay and Ren and Allie. And Zwank says, Jumbo, Ren, and Mary. Ren said, hey, Livia. And then the thing ran away.
Ren said, hey, Swank.
There it is. And Ren said, hey, Swank. Mary says, I knew her from Remember the Titans. Yes, she was so cute. She was a doll and held her own against Denzel Washington. Yeah. Yeah, she's so cute.
I remember that movie.
And Zwank said, Konnichiwa, Ali. And Chris says, morning, everyone. I will be working on Lark and Cosm. Start a revolution. I'm on 64 of 326. Is that another middle grade? That sounds fun. Lark. It is not. Ooh, but it's transgender. Nice. All right, I'm gonna put want to read. It is young adult, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. Nice.
Ooh.
I need more transgender literature. Lauren says, Kelly, I swear I didn't get you sick. Likely story, Lauren. Likely story. I think it'd be funny if I get sick before Dragon Con.
At least you won't be sick after.
No guarantee. I'll be exposed to different germs.
True.
I'm not always sick after. I think last year I got sick after some con. I don't even think it was Dragon Con. And that was like the first time ever. But I'm getting older, so my immune system's changing, right? It used to be like rock hard. I could kill everything.
Start taking vitamin C now.
I mean, if I take it forever. But you actually don't need that much vitamin C. I mean, I just had a big old glass of orange juice. I'm good. Like it do you see what I mean? So it's right. You don't need as much vitamin C as people think you do. And I ate a lot of tomatoes too. And Allie says, Konnichiwa, Zwank. And Mary says, hi, Zwank, Ren, Corey, and Pearl. Mary says hi to Chris, even though I tried to make it Rat again. And Zwank says, aloha, Chris. And Allie says, hello, Chris, Mary, Ren, Pearl, Ren, and anyone I missed. Ren says, yes, I know Hayden from the Bring It On movies and Remember the Titans. Those are some of my favorite movies. And my first introduction to Dolly Parton was through Hannah Montana, which I also loved. Oh, that's awesome. I was definitely a Dolly 80s girl, right? Like we never listened to country music. But when she was more on the pop side in the 80s, that is when I knew her. And Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I love my musicals, so I was well aware of that one. That's why when Whitney did her song, I knew it was her song immediately because it's in Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And so, and of course, country fans knew, right? But the vast majority of the public did not, right? They thought it was just a Whitney song. I fight with my friends about it. Dude, Cora, Brady is chewing on her head and swiping her, and she's just standing there. Brady, you're not being mean enough, but I thank you because I don't want you to take out her eyeball. Thank you. Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. She's like, oh, Dad's awake. Now she's gonna go annoy Dad. So yeah, that was Dolly Parton for me. And Hayden was Heroes, actually. I saw her on the other things,
Yeah.
but she didn't get on my radar. Like, I know her name until Heroes. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Ren says, hey, Allie. Ren says, not very familiar with Tim Curry, but I've heard a lot about him. Adore Tim Curry.
Loved him.
Muppets Treasure Island is Zaphos. There you go.
And he was also in Three Musketeers.
Yeah, he was Cardinal Richelieu, but that movie, you liked the Three Musketeers more than I did. I was mad at the very beginning of Three Musketeers, so the poor thing had a lot to do. My favorite part in that movie is Oliver Platt. he rocks. I would watch it again just to watch Oliver Platt. Because at the beginning, when Tim Curry is climbing up the stairs, there's the music, the soundtrack to it. I think it's Shore, by the way. But anyways, the soundtrack to that movie, it doesn't go with the beat of him walking.
Oh.
And so it's like the first scene of the movie, and it pissed me off immediately. And I'm sure no one else, not no one, but very few people noticed such a thing. But it pissed me off right away. And then so the whole poor movie didn't have a chance.
Oh, I liked it.
I'm like, how can you not? That's basic. I mean, John Williams never would have let that happen. It was like Richelieu's theme, and it doesn't go with the walking. Come on. I was so mad. And Mary asked, was Tim Curry bad in anything? No, but he played the bad guy.
Yeah.
He played the bad guy all the time, like Cardinal Richelieu. And he did Fern Gully was also a big one for me too. Because I mean, that one's got Robin Williams and Tim Curry. Hello.
Yep.
Zwank said he was fantastic in Legend. Yeah, see, we could just sit here all day and just name movies that Tim
all
Curry's
the
in.
movies he was in.
So many.
Clue, Home Alone 2.
It. Yeah, that's
It.
Yeah, he was It. Yeah, It.
Yep.
And that one, in my opinion, is still the best recreation of the book. It's the most true to it.
I don't remember the movie, but he was like this big red horned demon thing.
That's Legend.
Oh, that's Legend? Okay. I didn't know what it was called. The only way I knew about it was because Universal has like in the front of their horror makeup show, they have like a display of some of the horror things, and he was one of them. I have to leave in a minute.
Yep. All right, we're almost done. Excuse me. Let's see. Corey says, I watched Clue, so many times growing up and was raised on wild thornberries. So many. Also growing up in the mountains with old time country music playing. Parents, Dolly was a staple. My heart hurts. Yeah. See, if you were in the mountains and you had that country, for sure, Dolly was in your life a lot longer than than she was in mine. But anyone who can't respect Dolly for who she was, I don't know that we could be friends. How could you not?
She did a lot.
She was quite a human being. Right, this is getting annoying. Ren says, and outside of music, the only other thing I've seen Dolly Parton in was the Joyful Noise movie. You haven't seen Steel Magnolias?
I haven't seen
9 to 5, which doesn't hold up, by the way. It's also sad to watch 9 to 5 and no, not much has changed. It's really, really depressing. I'm like, oh my God, that was 40 years ago and not much has changed. That's great. It's just great. Thanks. Yep. Thanks a lot, world. Olivia, and the demon in Legend. Yep. Ren says, just Google Tim Curry. I've definitely seen a bunch of Tim Curry movies, right? See? I just didn't know that was Tim Curry. Yep. 100%. Like I said, he's in everything. Olivia says, I love Clue. Watched it so many times. Yeah, that's Anne, my friend's like favorite movie. She kept saying she wanted a Clue, but modernized with women. Mary says, Ren, try to get 9 to 5. It's creepy, stupid fun. Zwank says he was the best Pennywise. He was, hands down, the best Pennywise. But he said he was also creeped out by clowns, so that probably helped. Mary says, me too, Olivia. I just didn't want to admit it. You're allowed to admit it. This is a safe place to like crazy movies. Lauren says, I miss that one of my older gyms that I used to go to had a eucalyptus room. Oh my God, I wish I could just sit in it right now so I could breathe. I feel like so crappy, but I'm pushing through because I refuse to use the sick day when I'm working from home. Right? Yeah, that is pretty silly. Mary says, yes, breathing treatment coming soon. There you go. There you go. Get that breathing treatment in. Ren says, I've heard great things about 9 to 5. I really want to watch it now. You should watch it. It's really, it's like a study in history. For sure. First of all, it tells you a lot about 80s culture, and it shows you a lot about what the working culture was and what women were fighting for. It's a dang good movie. And a freaking amazing soundtrack. Ren says, I've heard great things. Yep. Lauren says, I'll let you know when I find the Fountain of Youth, Kelly. It actually works. That'd be great. Let me know, would you? Molly. Hey, Molly, we've missed you. How are you? Stopping by to hug the like button. And Allie says, I loved yesterday.
She voted yesterday.
Oh, I'm looking at it going, wait, who was in that one? Can you see my eyeballs are working great? Alicia put the Discord in so we can vote. And thank you for voting, Allie. Ren says, yep, another romantasy or maybe paranormal dragon shifter romance might make more sense. I'm not sure, but like that's the vibe the series brings to the function. I love that. Lindsay says, I voted today.
Yay.
I watched half of your Cookie Kingdom discussion earlier on. Excellent. We got to your part, closer
Towards
to the end
end.
because we're like,
Yeah.
who else has to comment? We're like, oh, Lindsay. And Ren says, I've read Middle Game. It was a bunch of the logic puzzles Kelly loves. I knew I was gonna love that game. Good, because that's what I voted for. Come on, people. Middle Game. I want to read it so bad. I'm reading Into the Drowning Deep next. It's my next ebook. Olivia says I think it's by Mara Grant actually, but that's Shauna McGuire. Olivia says, hi, Molly. Zwank says Bakers and Magic is on KU. Exactly. That's why I have it. I actually own a copy, but I think it was like on sale for $0. You know, you download sometimes free ones. So I have it. But we were counting ones that Alicia owns because she owns more books than I do if they're on KU. So we were looking through the piece since I have KU. That means I technically also have access to it. So it counts. Olivia says, hi, Molly's. Yep, I got that one. Mary says hello to Molly. Allie says, I finished Food Pyramid for your kid yesterday. Aw, man. That's right. I'm sure it qualifies for something else. Ren says, just voted. Let's go Red Winner. Yeah, I really want to read that one. Olivia says, hi, Chris. And Ren says, hey, Chris. Olivia says, I want to read Red Winner too. Zwank says, Molly Sue. I did run out and buy it because I was like, I have to have it. Mary says, yes, Ren, I'm campaigning for Red Winter. I mean, that was like 2 months ago, but I'm doing the best I can. And Zwank says, no, pick book number 2. Yeah, Zwank doesn't seem to like our fantasy picks, right? So she's like, come on, do the mystery. And Lauren says, I think tonight I'm going to have my husband go to the restaurant that we love, that you can get a gallon of Italian wedding soup. It's going to be a grilled cheese and wedding soup night. That sounds fantastic. I love wedding soup. Lauren says, sorry, my thoughts are random and all over the place today. That's how my head feels.
Dude, that's me on a daily basis, so no worries.
Says, hi, Molly. Pearl says, wasn't he in Home Alone? Yes, he was. Home Alone, New York City. Yep, Tim Curry was in that too.
He was the concierge.
Yep. Lauren says, wow, talk about Throwback Thursday. You said Fern Gully. I haven't heard that in forever, right? Yeah, we watched that one between Robin Williams and Tim Curry. We watched that thing over and over and over. Yep. And look, it worked. All the kids agreed, and the whole environment is all better now. Yeah, nobody pays attention. Ren says, I've only seen the 2012 version of Steel Magnolias. What? No, you gotta go back.
Go back.
No, you gotta go. I didn't even know there was a 2012. Screw that. No, go back in time. Watch the old one.
That was the one with
Julia Roberts, man. That introduced Julia Roberts to all of us. And it's got Sally Field in it, and it's an all-star cast. Watch it. Ren says with Queen Latifah. Yeah, nope. I didn't even know they remade it.
Yeah.
That's Mike said, yes, he was the concierge. And Lauren says, at least I don't have to be in the office again until September 8th, so I'll work from home, so you ladies will have me around for a while. I always enjoy your surprise and try to sneak out when I can. Lauren says, enjoy your sprints. Oh, that makes more sense. My phone and iPad are acting wonky today. Alicia, I love you. I really do. You just made me laugh so loud.
That's what I'm here for. I'll be here all week.
Livia says, "What is Italian wedding soup? It's like little tiny meatballs." And yeah, what? Let me tell the Italian what we call Italian wedding soup. It's the one with
I gotta
spinach
go.
and the tiny little noodles. Yeah, you have to go. We love you.
Bye. See you later. I'll be back if I can.
Excellent. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
It's got the little tiny noodles. I know they have a name. I can't remember the name. That they're small, but they have the hole in the middle still. So I can't remember the name. And then spinach. I said spinach and little tiny meatballs. And it's delicious. It is so good. So I don't know what you would actually call that in Italy. And it's a broth. It's a broth soup, not a creamy soup. And Ren says, Lauren, Alicia, Scatterbrains, unite. That's right. Lauren says, yeah, that restaurant, that is authentic Italian soup, just like my great grandmother and grandmother used to make. So I love it. And you get it that it's not when you bring back your gallon bucket. I wish we all lived closer so we could all get together off of YouTube. Exactly. I agree. It would be amazing for me. Could you imagine? We'd all be in trouble. We would have so much fun. Ren, I never knew there was a version outside the Queen Latifah one. The more you know, right? Different generations. We all know different things. That's why we should all hang out as we're doing. So I love that. It's crazy how many movies they actually remake. For sure. For sure. Lauren says, you know it, Ren. Yep. Excellent. All right. So let us go ahead and start our first sprint. We are half an hour in, so it is time. I will be reading Drygon Weather today. I'm not quite halfway, and I need to get it finished by tomorrow's Shore Leave Book Club. So after now the first sprint, I will be Gesundheit Seifel. I will be doing the news and eating my breakfast. I'm still on the yogurt. And so I will be eating my breakfast and watching the news and checking my email the first sprint. But next sprint and the last sprint, I'll be reading. All right, here we go. And there was our first sprint. And I have a little more email to check, but I got the other stuff done. Yeah, the news was a lot today. Holy moly. It was a lot. But it's okay. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Let us see how y'all did on that sprint. And Livia said, we were talking about the Italian soup, what we call Italian soup in this country anyways. And Livia said, I never heard about it. Maybe it's something typical of an Italian region. Maybe, or maybe somebody's Italian grandma made it and then they just called it Italian soup and that's just how it's stuck in this country. We don't really worry about authenticity around here, in case you're wondering. It's not really how it works. It's delicious though. I freaking love it. So, and it's, got spinach in it. So I feel it's totally healthy. Totally healthy. And it's not a creamy soup since it's brothy. I'm telling you, it's good for you. And Lauren says, it's really funny how you get so addicted to being with the same group of people at the same time all week long. And the same that you're not together, you definitely miss each other, right? No, it feels weird. It feels weird when we're not all together. Which is, it's about to happen, at least for me, because I will be at DragonCon. Vanessa will be at DragonCon. We'll have a, so at least we'll be gone, but don't worry, this is still going to exist. It's Alicia's going to take over on her channel while I am gone. I will be gone a solid week from Wednesday to Tuesday. So I will miss a solid week of these. And Livia agrees for sure, Lauren. So does Zwank. So true, Lauren. And Allie too. Definitely agree, Lauren. Yeah, it's pretty much unanimous. I agree. It's just part of the routine now. This is what I do Monday through Friday. Lauren says, I truly look forward to this group every day, every one of you, and I get excited, or each and every one of you, I get excited when I see you all in other sprints as well, and we can talk more. I feel like we're all a family here. We're definitely forming a family group, for sure. I mean, found family is my favorite trope. There's a reason for that. That's like the number one requirement for the new fantasy I'm writing. Found family is definitely 100% going to happen in there. Jean says, good morning, Kelly, at 67% of the arc of the Ministry of Witches. Excellent. And good morning to you, Jean. And Tula's here. Hey, Kelly. Why, hello, Tula. Good to see you. And hey, chat. And Allie says hello to Jean. And Tula says, sprint hopping across the universe on the Starship Enterprise. Oh, sorry. Annette says, I don't know if that's what you intended, but that's totally what happened in my head. And Annette has joined us. Why, hello, Annette. How is the world treating you across the pond? And Annette says, hey, everyone. Hope all the pirates are doing well. And Vanessa waves. Hello, Vanessa. Good to see you. Good morning. Morning, pirates. Arg. I am so not ready for DragonCon. Oh, it's okay. You don't have anything important to do at DragonCon, right? Nope, no worries. Just hanging out with friends and shit, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. It's fine. It's all fine. It'll be fine. I know it will. You've got this. Zwank says, ciao to Vanessa. And Lauren says, wow, that was 30 minutes. It went by wicked quick. Right? Pearl says, I finished my book. Now I am getting button orders done for election season. I've got 600 to make by Monday. Yay! Wow. That's so cool. Zwank says, Guten Morgen, Tula, Annette, and Jean. And Chris says, I am now on page 124 of 326. Not sure how I am feeling about it. I mean, you should know by the time you get to page 100. Do you ever DNF a book, Chris? I know sometimes you set it aside and pick something else up for now. I don't know if you'd ever DNF. I'm curious. Ellie says, I got to page 10 in Admiral Hornblower of the West Indies. I'm using it for weather on the cover for Hurkid. Oh, good call. Good call. I love that you're doing Hurkid too, by the way. I mean, Hurkid 3, but you know what I mean. Also. Vanessa says, I will also be gone a solid week. Same days. Yep. For sure. Oddly enough, the same reason. Let's see. Except my drive is a lot longer. That's the one difference. But my responsibility a lot smaller. So, because I'm just going to hang out. That's it. This is our last Dragon Con for a really long time. So, Lauren says, we will definitely miss you. It's all good. Y'all will make it without me. It'll be great. You know, sometimes you have to be separated from family members and then reunited. So that's what it'll be. And Annette says, yes, I've missed you guys. Yes, Annette. Yes, we're glad you're here. Darn day job. By the way, my daughter kind of got an offer at a compounding place for her farm tech. That's what she wants to do. But they're weird. They were basically like, okay, well, HR will send you stuff. And Jen was like, but I didn't, like, in her head, she's like, but I didn't agree to anything and you didn't say, like, you're hired, when can you start? And then the only email she's gotten so far is she got an email for the bank deposit. Like, so when they write her a check, they can deposit it in her account, right? That, but nothing else from HR, nothing from anything. She's like, I didn't even agree to take the job yet. It's so funny. And she had an interview for another job and they loved her, but it's full-time only. And she's trying to finish school. She can't do full-time. So she's full-time in school. So she's like, sadly, I can't have that one. But yep. She's got to finish that chemistry degree. Let's see. And Vanessa says, Buongiorno, Zwink. Libby says, hi, Vanessa, Tula, Annette, and Jean. And Vanessa says, ciao to Olivia. Ren says, ended up deciding to work on my assignment instead. You're such a good person, Ren. I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. Allie says, go back. Hello, Vanessa and Annette. Libby says, I listened to the first 4 chapters of the Grady Hendrix book and sprint hopped. Excellent. Chris says, I'm so glad I had y'all. It meant a lot that I knew I could come here and have friends to hang out with when everything was going on with my mom. I love you, Chris. And maybe everything settled with your mom, but not with you. So we're here. We're here. So it takes some time, man. Takes some time. Pearl says, hi there, Allie, Vanessa, Annette, and Chris. Allie says, hello, Tula. Vanessa says, hey, Pearl. Morning, Allie. Swank says, Vanessa, does that mean no sprints next Wednesday and Thursday? And Zwank says, or Vanessa says to Zwank, yep, exactly. But we'll be back the following week at the usual time. Yeah, she will be setting things up on both days and probably, herding cats because Vanessa runs the writer's track at DragonCon. And, writers, seriously, man. I do not envy Vanessa her job. Let's see. And Vanessa says, Swank, yep, exactly. But yeah, I got that one. And Chris says, yes, I do DNF. Oh, good. There are things I am liking and things I am not, hence not being sure how I feel. Gotcha. I mean, I have to say your reviews are like all encompassing. Let's see. And Vanessa says, for sure your drive is way longer. I hope you come by our room. Did you see we're doing bedtime stories this year? I'm nervous. Oh no, it'll be fun. What are you nervous for? That's going to be awesome. Where are you doing them? Are you still doing them in your room or are you doing them like on the Hyatt stage somewhere on one of the stages? Annette says, yay for the offer. That is a weird though. Hope it works out. I know she was interested in compounding. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's very excited about it. That's why she's majoring in chemistry. She wants to like play with the things, Ren says, today's journal articles for my assignment are actually interesting. Ooh. Vanessa says, honestly, the phrase should be herding writers. They're way worse than cats. Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can at least bribe cats with food, right? Writers, you can't bribe with food, but you got to get the right food for the right writer at the right time. Ren says, currently working on an assessment of the legality of a war with Iran initiated by the US and Israel. I keep forgetting you're like studying real shit, Ren. I'm like so impressed. I just watched an interview on Hassan Minhaj. I love his podcast, so I've been watching it. And he interviewed Rhodes. Shoot, Don Rhodes? And now I can't remember his name. Just watch the interview. But he was like, he worked under the Obama administration. He was talking about the Iran deal that Obama had signed and what's happening now. And it was just fascinating to learn way more than I knew, right? So I love his podcast. And Ren says, and the cost of potentially violating international law using Bayliss, Wirtz, and Johnson's discussion on why states obey the law and just ad bellum. Interesting. Interesting. Vanessa says, yes, we're just doing them in the room. It's a test run. Oh, how fun. Well, I'm going to come to that. So I will definitely come to that. I'll come volunteer for you, Vanessa. I'll make sure I wear comfortable clothes that day. I haven't even looked at the schedule yet, but I never do. I don't look at it until Thursday because I have other stuff to do, man. So I don't look at it until Thursday. And Olivia sends hugs to Chris. Yes, we still have hugs for you, Chris. Hugs are not limited. We have lots of hugs. Vanessa says you can bribe many writers with booze or baked goods. Yes, one or the other or both is pretty common. That is true. You are right. You just have apple pie ready. Zwank sends hearts and pretty kitties. I mean, Chris does love her kitties. That's perfect too, Chris. And Ren says, long story short, based on what I'm reading, everyone is a bad guy. Yeah, that's what I'm learning too, Ren. You're learning it much younger than I did. I was so brainwashed, but feels justified in their actions. And since the UN tends to move the goalposts and rarely clearly defines its laws and tends to leave them a bit vague, states are now more openly doing the same thing to manipulate the system. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's yeah. Actually, the Rhodes guy, gosh, I can't remember his first name. He I highly recommend that Hassan Minhaj's podcast, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's definitely appropriate for what it is that you were doing. He interviewed Ben from Ben and Jerry and for Ben and Jerry's ice cream. That was fascinating. Let's see. I'm going to find it for you. Hold on. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Personally, I think everyone should, but this is definitely appropriate. Let me find it. Wow, everything popping up is just the he interviewed Ta-Nehisi Coates. That was fascinating. I already respected his writing, but now I respect him as a human. It was really, really cool. All right, I'm just going to send you his channel on YouTube, which is where he puts his podcast. Ben Rhodes. It's Ben Rhodes. That was the guy's name. Highly recommend. I bet you can get, if you want some American insight from a, he's second generation. His parents are Indian. And so he's second generation. So it's a very nuanced insight to the country. Bedtime stories is Sunday at 8:30 p.m. I'm going to send that to myself, and then I won't even have to look at the thing, and I will remember. Yeah. So I have a date, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Bedtime stories is cool, y'all. It is Vanessa's invention. She's done it multiple cons now, and I did it at Comicpalooza too, with her permission, and I gave her credit. And it was, I called it live action author readings, though. I wasn't going to steal the name. And she has authors come up and read sections of their story, and she takes people from the audience who have no idea what they're about to do as volunteers to act out the different characters. So the author, that way, because no one wants to just hear an author read, it's boring. So this way the author reads it and everyone gets to act it out. And it's just so funny as long as the author chooses a good piece. But I'll tell you, when I first did it at Comicpalooza, because it was brand new, no one knew what the heck it was. And so when we did it there were some people who it just had poetry they were reading. And I had two guys volunteer to be, it was like her conscience, and like it was like two, like the angel devil kind of thing on her shoulder. So each one played one and the other. And the way they acted it out was just so, because it was all emotions. And the way they did it was so funny. So if you have the right people participating, then you it doesn't have to be an action scene, but It's way more fun with an action scene. Do, 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 do. And Allie says, I have Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly on audio through Libby. Yay! So I will listen to that when I do house chores like bathroom cleaning and laundry. I love that's what I do. That's when I listen to audio too, when I walk the dog or I'm driving anywhere. And Ren says, leave them a bit vague. States are now more. Oh no, I got that one. And Allie says, hugs to Chris. Lauren says, absolutely love apple pie. Just don't forget the ice cream, Alicia. Right? Vanessa says Kelly was talking about apple pie, the boozy drink, not the baked good. Yeah, it's not like it's Dragon Con specific, but it's definitely Dragon Con legendary at this point. It's almost the it's like the branded drink of Dragon Con. And I love it. And it's dangerous because I can just drink an entire thing and feel nothing and then take one more sip and I'm way over the edge. It's the funniest. Annette says, well, now I want apple pie and I'm not even a writer. Vanessa goes, but honestly, either works for me, right? Lauren says, I have been to Ben and Jerry facility in Vermont, and I even bought a book on Ben and Jerry's and how they established the company. I haven't heard it yet, girl, and I've had it for a while. You haven't read it yet, but you've had it for a while? Nope, that's all right. I understand that so well. Ren, the trouble they're going with the company that bought them out is just, it's incredible. Ren says, however, also the modern day international order is way different from what it was before. International laws are based on post World War II assumptions that just don't hold up anymore. That's what this guy was talking about. The Ben Rhodes. That's what he was talking about. He was like, the UN, it doesn't have a purpose anymore. So he goes into detail about that, and it's fascinating. I didn't know. I didn't know almost anything he talked about. He talks about Cuba a lot too. Like it's a lot. It's very fascinating. Vanessa says, speaking of authors and apple pie, Lauren K. Hamilton and crew know how to make apple pie. They gave me a bottle one year. And it was yummy. That does sound yummy. You telling me I need to go make friends with Laurel K. Hamilton now? Ren says, I've heard of Hassan, I've heard of Hassan, but haven't seen any of his stuff. I never knew he had a podcast. We'll definitely check it out. Yeah. So I put the YouTube down there, and that's the YouTube videos, right? But there's a podcast associated with it as well, and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And Courtney says, good morning. I'm slowly rolling out of bed. Stayed up too late to finish my book club book. Yeah, I could not sleep last night either. And it says, ooh, I like live auction readings or live author readings. Yeah. Yeah. Live author readings. I think it's, and I put live with an exclamation point, author readings. You know what I mean? So it's or live action author readings. Sorry. There's three things in there. Live action author readings. There you go. I just say it aloud to make it work. I could have written it faster. I might steal that from you. You are welcome to it. I think it exactly describes what it is. Where bedtime stories, I mean, it's Cupid, we don't know what it is, but live action author readings, that tells you what it is. Vanessa says, I will tell you the hardest thing is to get the authors to read an actual action scene. Yes! They're like, oh, I don't know. We're like, no, we don't want it. We need the action scene. You got to have the volunteers do something. Well, if you need someone to read something, let me know. I'll have something prepared. But I'm assuming you're full. Ren says that would, like I said, I'll come and volunteer so that people aren't so scared. Ren, that would be super interesting because in the US, politicians and government tend to push propaganda under the guise of patriotism. Yep. So I wonder how someone like Hassan would view that, since he worked in government, meaning he had to uphold the patriotic standards, but would most clearly notice when it starts to toe the line of propaganda. Oh, he didn't work in the government. Not that I know of, anyways. He's a comedian. But he talks to all these people in the government. And so, yeah, but if you want Kal Penn, he interviews Kal Penn. So if you want that perspective, that's the interview you need to watch. Because Kal Penn volunteered and then was hired. It was funny. He told the story on how that happened too with the Obama administration. That's why he left House, so he could go work for President Obama, right? But then he talked about how he got disillusioned about what was happening there. So, and that's why he got out of politics and went right back. So he's still like active as in a voice, but he's not, working for government. But if that's the perspective you're looking at, do the Kal Penn interview with Hassan Minhaj. Then you'll get that. And Vanessa says, our first year at Multiverse, one old white male author literally read a bunch of dialogue and actively skipped the action part, said, and then some stuff happens. Back into the characters talking. Did not. Oh, he missed the point of the whole thing, didn't he? Didn't he? Oh no. Lauren says, that's amazing. I must try it. And Courtney says, then really sweet drinks can sneak up on you, Kelly. Exactly. Right. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, I'll drink an entire, because if they're doing it right, they put them in mason jars because it's moonshine. It's just flavored moonshine. And so they put it in mason jars. I can drink, and as long as I've eaten, I could drink an entire mason jar and feel nothing. Of course, that's when I drank more. I don't drink anymore, so probably 2 sips and I'd be out and feel nothing. And then like one more sip of one more thing and it's all over. So it's just so funny. Um and Livia says, hi, Courtney. Ren says, apple pie. Who has apple pie? Send me a slice. Vanessa says, Laurel hasn't been back to DC since the pandemic. Oh, good point. Good point. Good point. The last 3 times we've done Dragon Con, Zafo just volunteers, so I never see him. And then I have family with me, so I'm always running around to family. So I haven't actually been able to do Dragon Con the way I like it for a very long time. So it's nice that we're not going with any family this year. And then I worked for the celebrity handlers, right? So I was with um what's his name? For one whole con. So I just worked that whole con. So I'm going to enjoy Dragon Con the way that I've always enjoyed it this year. Swank says, morning, Courtney. Vanessa says, live action, I type out. Okay, cool. It's so funny because it threw me off, even though I named it. It's funny. Courtney says, hi, Swank and Livia. Charles says, good morning, Charles. And Allie says, hi, Courtney. Ren says, very true-ish. The UN doesn't fulfill its purpose anymore at all, but its existence is beneficial because it kind of causes a buffer in terms of whether states truly go into full-on war. States want to manipulate international law because they fear full-on breaking it and its implications. Yeah, maybe some states, not this one. So, yeah. Allie says, hi, Charles. Vanessa says, I made sure to put several seasoned authors on BS, including Jesse Ann York. Nice. And Ren says, hey, Charles. Lauren says, my husband's friend makes it. I'm pretty sure I still have some in there. That'll make me feel better. See, that'll do it. That will do it. And Ren says, hey to Vanessa. And Charles says, hi, Lauren. All right, here we go. Talk about, Dragon Con. It's never ending at this point. So we are going to start our second sprint. And I am going to do something else. What am I doing? Oh, finishing my email. So I will finish my email. Here we go. And there was our second sprint, and we have an Alicia back. Yay, Alicia, welcome back.
I am back.
That was quick.
They were very organized.
Ooh, that's
Like,
nice.
3 different people had to sign their own documents, and then basically, like, they were like, we'll start with you, and she would sign, and then I would witness, and then the next person, so on and so on. So
Very cool.
they gave me a little, like, thank you gift. There's like a little book that says eat, sleep, read, repeat,
Aw,
and some Amazon gift cards.
that's so cool.
So
Mhm. Let's see. Where were we in comments? Yeah, the last break went a little bit long. We were talking about Dragon Con.
Ooh, that
and
reminds me.
politics. So
I'm gonna start making a mental note in my book about next week. We are in August. It'll be in September.
here we are. Vanessa says, I made sure to put, yeah, we got that one. And we got Charles in. And Ren says, oh, I thought he worked in government under the Obama administration. Yeah, that was the person he was interviewing, that Hassan Minhaj was interviewing. So that's where the lines crossed. Sorry, that's my fault. When Ren says, whoops, and this ladies, gents, theys, and thems is how misinformation spreads. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sorry, my fault. But that's why we clarify and keep working and use examples, right? Charles says, morning, Kelly, Allie, Zwank, Courtney, Ren, Vanessa, and evening to Livia. There's Annette and Lindsay that it's afternoon for too. And Vanessa says, hey, Charles, I also miss saying hi to Ren. So hi, Ren. Lauren says, actually, now that you say that, I think I have some in my fridge right now. The apple pie moonshine. Apple pie moonshine. So good.
Ooh.
So good.
I'll take the apple pie part.
There's not, it's really apple pie spices in moonshine.
And
it's delicious. And there is some apple juice depending on the recipe. We've seen multiple recipes for it. And let's see, Ren says, hey to Charles. Lauren says, my husband's friend makes it. I'm pretty sure I still have some in there. That'll make me feel better. Yeah, it makes me feel better. Ren says, hey, Vanessa. Charles says, hi, Lauren. And Livia says, hi, Charles. And Ren says, true, the UNP5 also having veto power doesn't help much either. For the institution to actually work, they would have to change their structure, but no one likes to relinquish power, so that most likely will not happen. Yeah. It seems like no one wants to change their structure. It's like, do we have to like go to civil war to tear everything down and rebuild it? Why can't we just modify what we have? It's very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, 2 books into the Midlife Magic Cocktail Club. 4 books in this series. Christina is already reading book 3. Cozy, fun, very quick reads. Oh, I love that, Charles. We very well, if the vote comes out, which quick reminder again before we start our third sprint, that the vote for what book we read next in 100 Pages Book Club is up. And there are 3 selections: standalone fantasy, The Red Winter, I don't know what to call the other one. It's like a
cozy.
Paranormal. No, that one's cozy. That one's easy. The Middle Game by Shauna McGuire.
That was like a mythology fantasy type, I think.
Yes, and I'm sure there are horror elements because it's Shauna McGuire. And the third one is, I'm going to say the wrong one again, Fellowship.
A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic.
By Jay Penner. Okay.
We have 8 votes, and there's a change in leadership.
Who leads now? Red Winter?
The Red Winter.
So there are lots of selections in there. So come on in. We're reading Dungeon Crawler Carl next, but the book after that is up for grabs. And Christina has joined us. Why, good morning, Kelly, Alicia. Oh, there it is, Alicia. Why, good morning, Christina. I'm sure when she wrote it first, it was just me on.
It was, yep.
Christina says, yep, going to be reading book 3, Vintage Spirits, today while working on my cushion. I love it. I love it. I love it. I looked in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is on KU. So I told my husband, because he won't read the physical book. So it's on KU. I was like, dude, you have to read it. You have to read this.
Read it.
Allie says, hello, Christina. And Christina says, hi, Allie. And Vanessa says, Alicia, welcome back. And
Thanks.
Christina, morning, mama. And Lauren says, I missed you, Alicia. We're talking about apple pie with ice cream. I think we all need some.
Ooh. Yes, please.
And Mary says, I'm out. Thanks for sprints. Not a good breathing day. I hope you all have a great day. I'm so sorry, Mary. I hope that the breathing treatment works. But we'll see you next time. Get some rest. Ellie says, read to page 18 of Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies. And Allie says, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I usually don't enjoy military-related books. It's historical, though, right? So I think that's probably more fun. Sailing ships instead of, aircraft carriers. Allie says, I'm really enjoying it. Oh, no, I read that. Bye, Mary. Hope you feel better soon. Ren says, and I did more work. Excellent. Pearl says, I got the first batch of buttons cut out, and tonight I will get them all made up and delivered. Oh, nicely done. Good working in the community. And Swank says, morning, mama. And Pearl says, now I'm eating a salad. You're so good about your salads. Chris, I am now on page 190 out of 326. I'll buy salads with groceries. And I like salads with stuff on them, right? I don't just want lettuce. So I get them with a whole bunch of stuff on them. And I'll buy 2. I'm like, I'll eat 2. And then I'm like, oh, then 3 days later, I'm like, okay, I'll eat a salad today. And the lettuce is already bad.
You're like, I don't.
It's so frustrating. I'm like, it's been 3 days. You're in the fridge. Why is it bad already? And Christina says, hi, Vanessa, but it translated into high on the ship.
I was going to question that because how do you go from hi, Vanessa to hi on the ship?
Talent. Pure talent. And Vanessa says, I read Middle Game. It's very good, of course. Not my favorite of Shannon's stuff, but really good still. Nice. I saw it's a series, too. They look like they're interconnected standalones, because there's different character names. So I'm curious about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Christina says, hi, Lauren, Mary, Ren, Zwank, Pearl, Chris, Livia, Steve, Courtney, and Annette. And Zwank says, who is Steve? It's Charles, C-U-D. Christina, there's some kind of inside joke that I never understood because it happened before I was thoroughly involved in BookTube. But somehow or another, Charles became Steve, so some people will call him Steve, including his wife, who actually knows his name.
Yep.
Allie says, I think it's the historical military that I'm enjoying. Yeah, because just military would be a no-go for me. Exactly, right? It's kind of cool when it's something like that. Christina said, it did that the other day, too. Weird. Translating it to high on the ship. That's so weird. Vanessa says, my name is like a font of ridiculousness with YouTube translations. Valid, honestly, for me.
She's like, I know I'm going to have issues with this.
No, the font of ridiculousness. Yes, Vanessa. You should put that under your name tag. God, font of ridiculousness.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. Excellent. So what are you going to be doing this sprint?
Me? I need to kind of clean off my desk, and I'm going to try to read more of Lore Olympus so I can get it done.
Yay!
Because I have other books to read, and I don't think it's going to happen. Also, are you coming back on the 9th or the 10th?
You say days like I know what they are. Hold on.
Well, you said Wednesday to Wednesday.
Wednesday to Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday.
Tuesday. Okay, so I filled it in right. I was trying to put in the Morning Time Pirates takeover stuff. So
yeah, I'll be back on the 9th.
Okay. Then I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll have the 1st. I'll be here on the 1st, and then I won't be back till the 9th. Okay, because we drive home on Tuesday, but we get home really late. Go on. Cora, go lay down. And I can't guarantee what the internet's going to be on I-10, so we're not going to be streaming.
This is true.
Cora, no, leave the kitty alone.
On the 7th, the kids have off from school because Labor Day.
Yes. Yep.
It's also my son's birthday.
That's so cool. I love it. All right. So let us get back to our final sprint, and I will continue reading Dragon Weather. I'm officially at halfway.
Woohoo!
All right. I'll see y'all in 30. And that was our last sprint. I made it to page 164 in Drygon weather. Seeing them young, knowing what happens, or at least Cleod, seeing Cleod young and then knowing what happens when he's older, it makes me very sad. So, how'd you do that sprint?
I said I was going to get some reading done, and I got nothing done. I went and talked to Alan. I checked on Isis because I couldn't find her. It turns out she's been hiding in the boys' bed. And then I started budgeting.
Nice. Always important work.
Still productive, but I'm supposed to be reading. I was supposed to be reading.
There's always something pulling us away.
I know. Damn adulting.
Well, at this point, this is adulting, so it's high priority, this particular book. You know what I mean? So
this
is my job today. I have book club tomorrow, and I have to have it done.
This is true.
I'm stressed because I have, so we leave for DragonCon on Wednesday, right? So less than a week at this point. But tonight we have a meeting for Air Show in person, so we're driving downtown to do that. And then Friday I have book club, and then Saturday I have Anne's going away party, and Sunday I have brunch with a friend I haven't seen in a few months, and Tammy, so we're all meeting for lunch. Monday I have the reading sprints. And Tuesday we'll be packing the car. So there's no, like, my free evenings is when I catch up on things. And I don't have any free evenings. So I'm so stressed on all the stuff I have to get done before I leave.
All of the things.
Yeah, and I went from having no freelance work to having 3 in a row. So I've got to get this one done. I have another one coming up as soon as this one's done. And then I have a third one in the middle of September. So it's it's good news. I need the work. I need it desperately. But I have to have time to do the work too. Not to mention the company work, So yeah, it's a lot right now. And I'm just, you know what? I'm just finishing this book right now. Just doing this thing first. So
one thing at a time.
One thing. Let's see how chat did that sprink. That's great. That sprint.
I mean, what are words?
Right? And Ren says, yes, Middle Game is interconnected standalones. Excellent. Okay, that's what it looked like, but it was hard to tell. And I didn't want to carefully read it because I didn't want spoilers because I hadn't read book 1 yet. So because Alicia and I were looking at it, and I was like, I think this is what it is. So we were right, Alicia. That's what it is.
Yay.
And Christina says it is because of multiplicity.
Multiplicity?
Like the movie? Ren says, but I've only read Middle Game. Gotcha. And Courtney says, hola, Christina. I am working out back here. Sweaty mess. Good. That's what you should be doing, right? Your workout. You should be sweating with the workout. Courtney says, feel like I've been slacking. I highly doubt that, Courtney. You just work nights, which makes everything hard, right? It just makes everything hard.
You're in a whole different realm.
Yep. Swank says, so which theme is your son's birthday party? Ooh, that's a good question.
We don't know yet.
You have like a week.
Pretty much. I've been asking him, I'm like, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? Because you don't have school on that day. And he's like, I don't know. Okay.
You're like, I love you, kid, but seriously, help me out here.
I know. And I think Grandpa is wanting to buy the cake because remember we found that bakery. So I think we're going to go with that bakery again. And we're trying to figure out what kind of cake he wants. And all he keeps saying is, I want this, but I want this, and then I want this. And I'm just like, okay, could you narrow it down? Like, do you want chocolate on chocolate? Do you want vanilla with chocolate?
Give him 2 choices and let him choose one. There you go. So you narrow it down for him and then said, these are your choices. Which one do you want?
I'm going to have to do that today because I need to figure out what kind of cake he wants, if there's going to be a theme, if we're doing some sort of does he want certain gifts or that kind of thing? Because normally, we don't typically have his classmates come. It's just kind of like we do birthday parties with the family. Because I don't feel like writing out invitations. And because we're so behind right now, like the house is a mess and I don't want people over here. So it's one less thing I have to worry about. Eventually they will be able to do that, but now is not that time. So it's just a matter of finding out all the things, and then we can coordinate.
Nice. Yeah, we had parties at the house, and then we also had parties at the clubhouse in the neighborhoods, right? So that it could be a pool party, but then we also went everywhere. We've had parties everywhere. Even skating rinks, they still do that. Like from when we were kids, we did it all the time. They still do that. So you can actually have parties at skating rinks and stuff. That was super fun. Jenna had one there.
He's actually going to go on a field trip to a skating rink this year. That's what he just informed me this. He was like, in October, we're going to a skating rink. I was like, say what now? I was like, what, like a field trip? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. They still have this?
So cool. I love skating. I just love it. I miss it. There's so many things on wheels that I just love. Only so much time in the day.
One year we took them to they have it where you could ride like in the caboose of a train. It doesn't go far, but it like goes down the track and you can have like your party in the caboose. However, when we went, for whatever reason, the AC that goes to the caboose was not working.
Oh, no.
So we had to ride down one way in the caboose, kind of hot, but they got to sit in like the upper part, so they were having fun. And then on the way back, they let us sit in like one of the air-conditioned passenger cars to make up for it. So that's where we did our like cupcakes and food and stuff like that. And then they gave him a golden railroad nail as a gift.
Fun. Little gilded railroad nail. That's fascinating. I love that. They're always fun things to do. Always, always. I also always made their cakes. I'm very excited to make my grandkids cakes. I'm so excited.
I cannot. That's the one thing I have trouble with. I can do cheesecake, but I cannot do cake for whatever reason.
Cheesecake's harder than cake.
I don't make sense, okay? I don't make sense. But my mom also did a lot more, like she made cheesecakes more often than cake. So, and she'd always have me help occasionally. Not all the time, but I can do like cupcakes, which I don't understand, but I'll figure it out.
Or just have your father-in-law buy the fancy cake. Who cares? It's all done. We don't have to do all the things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We'll have cake for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Christina, it would not last that long in this house. Christina says, or put in the link for the Morning Time Pirates tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. And Charles says Steve comes from the movie Multiplicity. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So Steve comes from the movie Multiplicity, a movie where the MC clones himself several times, and one clone copies himself, making a clone that is not as bright. This clone refers to the MC as Steve.
Oh, was that
Are they trying to say you're not bright? Because that is as far from the truth as I can imagine.
Was Michael Keaton in that one? I have to look it up now.
Actually, now that you said that. Christina says Alicia's Sunday sprints. So there's the link for those. Yes. And Paula is sprinting for the Maker's Quest right now. Excellent. And Dee Dee will be following her for the Maker's Quest at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm assuming. They are working on a crochet along. How fun. Do you know how long their sprints are? Our Vanessa will be sprinting at 12. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's probably where I will head next. Especially the half-hour sprints are perfect for me. Keep this reading going. And I'm going to read to page 200, and then I'm going to take a lunch break, and then I am going to keep reading until I am done. Christina, and now I am going to go check on the Bibble, make sure it is mostly good for the day. And there's the link for it. So if you are looking for anything, cool readathons, anything going on, just look at the tabs at the bottom and jump on in. Do you have the September readathons up yet, Christina? I would assuming since September's about to start that they are on there. Christina says, remember to hydrate, feed thyself, say progress, laundry, take bed, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. Yeah, I'm trying so hard to get this journaling done. I don't think I'm going to do any readathons. My energy is on that because I'm going to do NetGalley November. But otherwise, I want to, I'm going to concentrate. I need to finish these journals before I do readathons again. I'll need to get all of that organized. So I don't think I will be doing any for September or October. And Allie says, read to page 26 in Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies. And Swank says, read more in Warriors number 2. Yay! Go back. And Christina says, I had coffee and said hi to everyone. I love it. Nicely done. Allie says, I have a Here Kid question. Could I use Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies as recently acquired, even though it's from the library? I mean, if you recently acquired it, yeah. Because the Here Kid is not about you must buy things. Right? You know, Stephanie tried really, really hard, or QWERTY tried really hard to make sure that it was as many people could participate as possible. So if you just got it from the library, I think, yes, that should be included as recently acquired. Livia says, hi, Christina. And Pearl says, still here. My father-in-law is asking for Scottish macarons. So I will need to get the ingredients to make a batch of them over the next few days. Ooh, yummy. So you mean like the coconut things and not like the French cookies, right? And Pearl says, hi there, Christina. Chris says, I'm now on page 255 of 326. Damn, girl, good progress. Will for sure finish it today. I'm thinking 3.5 stars, depending on the ending. Allie says, I was thinking of using it for weather and recently acquired. There you go. That works. Livia says, I listened to another 2 chapters and finished my crochet waffle. I only need to sew it together. How cute. I watched yesterday. I went on the stream after you talked about it to go see what they were doing. And that's such a cute pattern. Technique. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is really, really cute.
It actually looked like a waffle.
Yeah, exactly. It's so cute. And Christina says, so Tuesday through will be Alicia's next week? No, Wednesday through Friday next week, and then Monday and Tuesday of the week after. So the 2nd through the 8th, not including the weekend.
So 2, 3, 4, 7,
6
8.
Or 7 and 8. Yeah, yeah.
I had to mentally put Saturday.
Yeah.
Then skip those days.
And I'll be back on Wednesday. I will put some up tomorrow morning because I like to do it at the time that it would stream anyways, because the alerts go up on my Discord and I don't know how to make them stop. They don't go when I actually go live. They go when I schedule it, and I don't know how to fix that. I'll see if Safephone can figure it out. So I try to do it in the morning, so then maybe someone will see that, look, I went live. It is very annoying that when I go live, it doesn't show on my Discord.
Right.
And Vanessa says, okay, time to prep for my stream. Thanks for sprints, y'all. Hope all pirates have a great day. Absolutely. We will jump over there in a few moments. Ren says, even more work done. Thanks for sprints, Kelly and Alicia. Absolutely, Ren. Thank you for being here. Christina says, that's cool, Olivia. I am working on mine today, too. It won't look like a waffle. I am in Dee Dee's ambient room on camera if you want to see it. Oh, that's cool. Jean says, finished Caught Up by Navessa Allen. Not my favorite Navessa. Oh, I'm sorry. Lindsay says, work done for today. Only one more day to go this week. That's right. Almost. It's almost TGIF. That's tomorrow. Annette, I'm still catching up on NetGalley reviews from last week. 1 or 2 to go. I had the ebook and audio of the Midnight Guests by Alex Hay. Ooh, I like that. Do 1 and cross off 2. I like that. Zwank says, thanks for sprint. See y'all tomorrow morning. Absolutely, Zwank. We'll see you bright and early. Ellie says, cheesecake is definitely harder than cake. And when it's made, it's a family recipe. Yeah, exactly. It's much harder.
Listen, I don't understand. I don't make the rules.
Well, it's just proof. It's just practice. That's all. Just practice. Christina says, no, not the not bright one called the MC Steve. Oh, okay. So he's the original. Charles is the original before all the clones. Okay. I can do that. I can buy that. I like that. Christina says, like, did you buy me a monkey, Steve? And Christina says, I have helpers now. Molly's been working on the September page. Yay! It is probably near the end of the tabs as it is still being worked on, though. I love it. I love it. I love it. Christina says, I have a triple layer cheesecake recipe that I love. It has triple sec in it, so it is citrusy. That sounds delicious. Livia says, thanks for the sprints. Absolutely, Livia. I hope you have a good evening. Annette says, thanks for sprints. Should see you again tomorrow if everything goes to plan. Excellent. I shall hope everything goes to plan then. And Allie says, thank you for sprints. Kelly and Alicia. Lauren says, okay, that was so weird. I could see who was moving and I couldn't hear, and I had to X out and come back in. Oh, I'm so sorry. YouTube
Weird.
can be very frustrating sometimes.
Get it together, YouTube.
Allie says, thank you for sprints. Kelly and Alicia, absolutely. Thank you for being here. And Christina says, okay, I just switched the 2nd through the 8th to Alicia. Excellent. Thank you. And Pearl and Plot Twists. I don't know why I just said your whole name, just for fun. Thanks for the sprints. I need to get on with my day. Another police grad this afternoon. See you tomorrow morning. Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Christina says they are using a pattern. I am just using the stitch to make something bigger. Oh, cool. Cool. And Christina says, thanks for hosting today, Kelly and Alicia. Have a beautiful day. Absolutely. You too. And Christina says, hello, Lindsay. And Lindsay says, hi, Christina. All right. Excellent. So we are out of here and we will see you tomorrow.